What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be tying a fly called the Krystal stone. It's a cool little stonefly pattern I've been using lately for steelhead. So I'm going to get a fresh hook in the vise and we'll get going with this tutorial. The hook we have in the vise right now is a Daiichi 1120 curved hook. I like these hooks for steelhead because they have a little bit bigger of a hook gap, and I'll usually fish these on a 10 and an 8 depending on the water clarity. The bead we have on there is a hairline tungsten 1/8 rainbow hue plummeting bead. Pretty cool little beads. And the thread we're going to be using, UTC 70 denier, and this is just black. So how I'm going to start this fly is actually I'm just going to pull that bead back down. Then I'll make a couple wraps here. Then I can just cut out my tag end. The first material we'll be tying in is our Krystal flash, and this is a black color. So I have a little strand right here. What I'm going to do is just tie this in right at the front of the hook here. I like to try to keep these thread wraps relatively smooth so you don't build up too much right here. So I'm just going to take that back, wrap it over, then bring my thread back up here. Just like so. Then you can just throw a little whip finish in here, just so it doesn't go anywhere. Then you can cut out your thread. Now you can push that bead up. Now we're going to add a little bit more weight, and I'm just going to use some lead-free 0.015 wire here. I just like to put about 10 wraps of this stuff. So I'm trying to just get this little guy, it's like so. Now I'm just going to pull this lead-free lead back. I have a little bit of super glue here. This is Ultra Gel LePage. I'm just going to put a little dab on here just to hold that stuff in place. You don't need much. Then I'm just going to push that up as far as it can go. So it's just sitting in the back of that bead. Just like so. So now you can grab your thread again and just start your tie-in. Get some wraps up over that lead-free wire there. Just make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Now we can take some threads down the shank to about where the hook barb is. Now we're going to grab some more of that same black Krystal flash here, and we're going to tie in the rear legs. I'm just going to do the same way. So I'm just going to put on one side of the hook, take a couple nice turns there. I'm just going to pull it over the shank and wrap it down the far side. Just making sure that those tails are splayed away. It's like so. Now I'm just going to come with my scissors and just cut a rough length, just so I don't have this whole piece of Krystal flash kind of hanging out everywhere. So I'm just going to build up this body here, make sure all my wraps are covered. Just like so. A little piece of lead hanging out here. Perfect. Now for the rib, we're going to be using some flash. This right here is just some tinsel flash. You can use anything you want. You could use Krystal flash if you like. I just like this because it's a little bit wider, and I like the look of it being a little bit wider. So I'm going to tie that flash in on the side of the hook, facing towards me here. Now I'm just going to tie this in, and I want this body to be really smooth because it's actually really hard to palmer this flash forward if it's not really smooth. So I'm just kind of smoothing it out as much as I can here, building up a little tapered body. So the body is pretty much just the 7 denier thread. Now I'm going to grab this flash and just make some nice open spiral wraps up the body. Just like so. Get a nice couple turns in there, and you can cut it out. Now what I like to do here is just do a quick little whip finish. All this is going to do is kind of just save my work so nothing comes undone. Now we're going to coat this body in a new material. Well, it's not really a material, but a new product I've been using, and it's the Loon Outdoors fluorescent UV clear fly finish. And what this does is makes this fly pop. So right now I'm just going to show you the UV light on there and how bright it is. So it doesn't really shine that much, but once you put this stuff on it, so what this does is actually colors corrects at depth. So when your fly goes down, depending on the colors, it actually loses the color. And what this does, it kind of just makes them all vibrant and easier to see. So as you can see there, that body is glowing pretty good. And the more it cures, the brighter it gets. So let's put a little bit more right here, just to kind of make an even taper up. It took me a little bit to get my hands on this stuff, but I definitely recommend you trying it out if you haven't. It's a fluorescing flow. So once that's all cured, we can come in and actually just tie in our wing case. What that's going to be is just some Thin Skin by Wapsi. This is just in a black color. So I'm just going to cut a little piece here. Since this is a size 10, I'm not going to cut that big of, or that wide of a wing case for it. So this is about an 1/8. It's about the pretty much the same width as the bead. It's a good measurement to go off. So I'm just gonna tie this in here. Just like so. Now we're going to throw a little bit of dubbing down before we tie in the leg part. And what this dubbing is going to be, this is just black rabbit. And I have a little bit of dark hare's ear. And I'm just going to mix a little bit together, just so it has a little bit of spikiness. Some of these guard hairs in with this rabbit. It looks really cool. So I'm just going to hand blending this in my fingers here. Just gonna put a little bit more this hairs here. You don't need that much dubbing for this fly. We're pretty much just going to be coating a thin little noodle on here. Just like so. Then I leave my thread right in the middle. Then I can come in with my Krystal flash again and just tie in my leg section. And you can have 2 legs or 4. Since this Krystal flash is pretty small, I like to put 4. Not small in the sense of length, but the diameter of it. It's pretty thin stuff, so I like to put 4 strands on each side. So I'll just take one piece here, and also I'll just cut it to a rough size, just like so. Then I'll double that over. Then I'll just tie it in just like that. So you kind of got 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Then I'll just cut that loop part open there, just like so. Now we're going to grab a little bit more of this dubbing. Make another nice thin noodle. You don't want to overdub this thorax too much here. So I'm just kind of trying to get these front legs kind of splayed back a bit. So I'm just going to take 1 wrap of dubbing in front of them. That's just going to help kind of push them back, just like so. Take a little bit off there. Perfect. Alright, now at this point you can pull your thin skin over. Make sure that's nice and tight in there. Lift that back. I'm just going to put a couple threads in front of it. Then grab my scissors and just cut that out. Now I'm going to grab my whip finish tool. Just throw a 4 or 5 turn whip finish in there. Just like so. Now I'm going to come in and kind of just clean up these front antennas, then these back. I'm gonna make them about the length of the hook point, the gap part. Then these top ones here, I usually just cut them the same length as the back of the body. I found that that's a pretty decent length. And the front ones I like to cut them just a little bit shorter, just like so. So you don't have a lot of stuff hanging out, but there's definitely still some legs there for them to see. So at this point, we're just going to coat this wing case, and we're going to use the same fluorescing flow for this. Since this is for steelhead, I usually fish some pretty deep pools, so this stuff comes in really handy for that. So I just put a couple dabs on there. You can see on the top that's just glowing now. Let that cure a bit. Then we're just going to put a little bit more just to build up this bubble. Just a bit. Just like so. And also too, what this UV curing epoxy does is it makes your fly just bomb proof. Like, this fly is going to last more than one fish. So you're pretty much binding all the materials together to become one fly. So there you have it. Cool little stonefly. You can mimic a mayfly too. Just gonna cut these a little bit shorter here. Great little steelhead pattern. Or if you just want to tie this up for trout, really good brown trout pattern as well. Tie a couple up, try them out. Thanks a lot again for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, comment any questions or anything like that. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.